Hello world, it's your favorite entrepreneur, Rider Paysinger, Rider the Mogul. And what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about tap rooting. We're going to talk about how you can tap root through one individual and build a huge, massive business. So the art of tap rooting is very simple. But what you must know is you want to teach everyone that comes into your business how to do it. So even though you tap root through one individual, you start them to tap rooting while you continue tap rooting. So let's say your name is Norman. We have an N here for Norman. And you tell Norman, make a list of 100 names and numbers of people, and we're going to call this list, and we're going to get some people on the phone, and we're going to see who's interested in our business. So Norman gets that list. You start calling from Norman's list, and you find somebody on Norman's list who's really interested in what you're doing. Say, for instance, that person's name is Jonna. So you find Jonna through Norman. So now you start working with Jonna. You and Jonna start working. She creates a list. Now, while Jonna's creating the list, Norman continues to tap root through the list that he has. Say, for instance, Norman finds somebody on his list now, and the person's name is Terry. T for Terry. So now, Norman's working with Terry, and I'm working with Jonna, okay? Me being you. So I'm working with Jonna. So as I tap root through Norman's Jonna's list, we find somebody named Bob. Bob is right here. And of course, Norman is still tap rooting. He's finding people. He has people. He's still working as well. Okay? All of a sudden, through Bob, I'll find somebody on the list and say their name is Amisha. Find Amisha, right? Now, all of a sudden, Bob starts to tap root. Jonna keeps tap rooting. The team is getting bigger. The organization is getting larger. I'm working with the last person so that I can find another person through them so that I can start working with that new person. Through Amisha, say for instance, I find someone named James. James lives in Dallas, Texas. James knows a lot of people. He's part of a men's organization. It's thousands of men in this organization. He introduces them to the business. Some of the men get involved. And just in that one leg alone, James end up putting 1,000 people in your business. 1,000 people came through James. In turn, that 1,000 people starts to dwindle up. The money starts to rise up to the top. It goes all the way up to Norman. But guess what? I start working with someone out of that 1,000 in that organization and keep tap rooting. Now, Jonna's tap rooting, right? I'm still tap rooting in the business. And then all of a sudden, Norman finds someone else. He creates another leg. He starts tap rooting through that other leg. Say, for instance, he finds someone named Cindy out of Arizona, right? He starts working with Cindy on her list. He goes through Cindy. Through Cindy, he finds someone named Tina. Now, Tina is someone, she used to be in another company. She had hundreds of reps in her organization at her other company. She's been since retired, but now she wants to come back because she knows that this industry has been so great to her and her retirement. So she decides to come back. She reaches out to some of the people that was in her past organization, and all of a sudden she puts in 400 representatives. Let's say that's 400, okay? Now you have 400 plus coming out of this leg. You have 1,000 plus coming out of this leg. Of course, Norman is still working. He may get 100 or 200 coming out of this leg. And now you create another leg with Norman. You got to start tap rooting through another leg. Say, for instance, you meet somebody named Tanya. Tanya lives in Las Vegas. Tanya introduces you to somebody named Ted. Ted lives in Minnesota. Ted leads you to someone in Oklahoma named Jamie. Jamie's from Oklahoma. Now, Jamie is a sorority. She's in a sorority. And Jamie introduced you to the head of the sorority, one of the sorority leaders that used to be in a bowling league. And this bowling league is the largest bowling league in the world. It's worldwide. And they lead you to someone that's in Mexico, right? And the person in Mexico ends up being a superstar. That person has been on commercials. That person has played on television. That person has been in many, many things. And when this person tells people that they're involved in something, the masses come out. And when the masses come out, that means that the masses join your organization. And this person puts in 5,000 people in your organization. It blows up your team. That 5,000 is going to turn into 50,000 over time. This 400 is going to turn into 4,000 over time. This 1,000 is going to turn into 10,000 over time. In a matter of a few years, you can have 100,000, 200,000 representatives that's contributing to your income just by you tap rooting, but more than that, by you teaching the art of tap rooting. So this is your favorite entrepreneur, Rider Paysinger, Rider the Mogul. Take advantage of tap rooting and let's get you and your family to financial freedom. I'll see you on the beaches of the world, but more than that, I'll see you at the bank. God bless. Have a great day.